Hello and welcome to iCharts Option Tools website. I'd like to give a brief overview of the site. So when you log into the site, this is the home page that you see. We have Nifty and Bank Nifty charts here with price, volume, OI, IV information. And then the futures, OI Buildup, blocks of information here, long buildup, short covering, short buildup, and profit booking. You also have price gainers, losers, OI gainers, losers over here. Let me start with futures chart. Okay, for all the data that is used on our website, we use NSE's official 1-minute snapshot data feed. So the data updates every 1 minute. You would see a delay of about a minute and a few seconds for data download and processing. So, okay, so here, the date here that you see, you can change this date over here. If you want to see a historical contract, so you go to January, say 14th, and select a symbol. So what all expiries were valid on this date, you would see over here. So this date is used to populate the expiries here, valid expiries on this date. So you can select the contract that you want to see and click show chart to see the chart. So I will not go into detailed features of the charting tool over here because that is for another video. I'll just give you a brief overview of all the tools this way. Here, futures OI Buildup. On the home page, you have all these, but you have only a few scripts in each of those blocks. So here you can get a detailed view of long buildup, short covering, and profit booking. And select the expiry, whichever expiry you want. These are only currently valid expiries. We'll be adding historical data in the near future. This is for the futures menu. These are the tools we have at the moment. We'll be adding futures scans very soon. Now, options menu, options chart. This is similar to the futures chart. Again, this date is important. This date decides which expiries you see over here. So whatever date you select here, if you want to see a few previous historical options chart, you can change the date here, then select whichever expiry you want from whatever expiries are listed here, whatever expiries were valid on this date. And then you select call or put over here, and then the strike price here, and click show chart to view the chart for that particular option. Next, option chain. Now here we have removed the select the date option over here. So this is what we'll be doing for other charting tools also. By default, latest data radio button is selected here, which means what you're seeing here is the latest option chain. If you want to see historical, you can click historical, and then you get different parameters that you can select. We'll go through that in a little bit. So by default, latest data is selected. So this is the latest option chain. So you have the currently valid expiries. You can change the expiries and take a look. And here now, by default, all these columns are selected. If you don't want to see any particular set of columns, you can just click and if you don't want to see Greeks, you can click these. It becomes white. It means the Greeks are gone from here. Or you can, this underlined letter that you see, that is a hotkey. So if you just press the key, like here, I've pressed G, and then the Greeks appear. I press G again, and they're gone. These are toggle buttons for all these IV. You can hide IV, OI, price, volume, PCR, trend, time, everything. You have buttons here to download to Excel or to CSV. The whole chain you can download. So the highlight here shows that this is the ATM at the money strike. You can sort here by, say, OI change. If you want to sort, you can sort by OI change. You can sort by anything, volume, OI, IVs, whatever you want. You can sort it. Next tool is OI stats. This tool just shows the open interest and OI change in a bar chart format. So this chart shows you the total open interest when this tab is selected. This shows you the total open interest at the moment for this particular expiry, this script. And here for each strike here, so here it says near at the money strikes. So from at the money, few strikes lower and higher are taken and displayed. If you want to see all the strikes, just click this and you'll get all the strikes. You can use the mouse wheel to scroll. And if you want stacked charts, you can just click this. So you get stacked. Just click to unstack it. You can do that. You can even look at a line. You can have a line chart also. Click bar to show the bar chart. So this is for open interest, and this is the OI change for today's date. This again is the total OI change for all the calls and all the puts. And this is strike-wise OI changes. Again, historical, little bit of data is there. We still need to build a lot of historical data, which we'll be doing it soon. So for now, last 1 month or so data is there. You can click on historical. So once you click on historical, you get this date over here. So you can select the symbol, the expiries that you want. Say I want to see 30th April expiry. So the first date gets populated. You can change the date. Say I change it to say 14th April. Sure. Currently data is not going to be there. So let me go back. Sorry. Yeah, data is not, as I said, historical data is there only for the last 1 month or so. So I'll not be able to, maybe let me try 25th June. Say 16th June. Yeah, data is there. So we'll be building a lot more data, but you can take a look. Last one, sort of 1 month, I think 1 month data is there. You can take a look. Again, if you click latest radio button, you get the latest data again. That's it for this tool. We go to option snapshot. We'll be totally revamping this particular tool, so don't want to focus too much on this. Basically, this is again sort of an option chain with charts for the option price and open interest shown here. This is to take a quick look and see where the open interest changes are happening. But we'll be revamping this, and we would like to add IV, PCR and all that, those charts, and make the charts bigger. You can see how best to display this particular tool better. We'll go to the next tool, price versus OI. So all this functionality remains the same. Latest data gives you the current data, current day's data, the latest data. Historical will allow you to select any previous expiry and take a look at that data. So here, this will, whatever strikes you have selected here. So you get a call and a put chart over here with price OI. This is VWAP, ATP is VWAP that we get from the data feed. And then we have the 10 period moving average of the IV displayed here. And then PCR is there. If you want to enable it, by default it is disabled. If you want to enable it, just click it here. And this is the PCR. Put call ratio of this 10,800 strike here. And this is the put chart. Again, PCR, then for 10,800, if you have selected the same strikes, then PCR would be the same. So it makes sense to enable this PCR if you have selected a different strike over here. So that is it for this tool. I'll go into the how to analyze a little bit, an introduction on how to just take a look and what to look for on these charts in another video. Next is multi-strike OI. You can select multiple strikes, call and put over here, and view the open interests of whatever strikes are selected over here. So let me select a few more, 22,000. Say I'll select. So whatever strikes you have selected, calls and puts, the open interest is plotted on this chart. And this black line over here is actually the Bank Nifty futures price. So this is for current day. You can select historical also. Historical, when you select, you can select whatever expiry you want and the date valid for that expiry. And then you can view whatever strikes you have selected. You can change the strikes and view open interest movement for those selected strikes. This is basically used for mainly for checking the crossovers of open interest. Few traders like to do that. So you can take a look. The next tool is change in cumulative OI. Now here basically what you do is we have given drop downs separately for calls and puts. You select whatever calls you want, and then you select whatever puts strikes you want. And then for those calls and those puts, we cumulatively add the OI changes and then display it. So this green line is cumulative OI change from the market open for the current day. So cumulative OI change is added for every point, and then it is displayed as a line. This again, it's used for checking crossovers between the call OI changes and put cumulative call OI changes and put OI changes. Basically. Next is Max Payne. This is mostly relevant for on expiry days, where traders like to see where the Max Payne is, which is supposed to be the price, the strike around which the expiry could be happening. So this is on expiry days. This keeps moving based on OI changes. So traders like to track that. So you can take a look at this. You can also check historical, click historical, go to any expiry and select the date and check max Payne for any date. IV chart. This is not intraday chart actually. This is end of day base, just to take a look at what the current average IV is for a particular symbol. So for the last few months of history, it shows how the IV has moved. So you can take a look for whatever scripts that you want over here. And the IV HV chart. This is implied volatility versus historical volatility chart. This is important to decide on what kind of trades that you want to take. If IV is higher relative to historical volatility, generally selling is preferred, whereas when IV is less than historical volatility, then generally buy trades are preferred. So you can use this to take a look at that, the IV versus HV, the way it is. IVR, IVP. Implied volatility ranking and percentile. This also is used to see where IV stands in relation to where it has been in the last 1 year, which is IVR, the IV rank. And percentile also gives you that kind of information where you know where IV stands, or how much percentage of data is above or below the current IV, where the IV currently is. You can take a look at that over here. All these are not intraday, these are end of day based charts. Strategies. So option strategy charts, we have straddle and strangle, spreads, where you can chart vertical spreads, diagonal spreads, calendar spreads, butterfly and ironfly. Let me take a straddle and strangle, straddle snapshot. Again, this is quite a old tool. We'll be changing this. Basically, this gives you a quick snapshot of current the straddle price for whatever expiry you have selected, how much it has changed today, in the last week and last 1 month. So 1 month is not displayed here because this is weekly. You select monthly. You can select month. You can take a look at monthly change also. So you can just go to the straddle chart directly from here if you wish. Go to straddle charts. So you can plot straddle charts over here for whatever expiry you have selected. Again, we have not gone to the latest data, historical data mode over here. We'll be changing that. Until then, if you want to take a look at a historical straddle chart, you can change the date here. Then expiries get populated. You can select any expiry for this particular date, valid for this particular date. Select strikes and then click show chart. So if the strike is same, obviously it will be a straddle. If you change the strikes, it will be a strangle. So you can take a look at this. Straddle charts plus. This tool will allow you to take a look at multiple straddles. So 3 straddles at the same time, and then this is for whatever script you have selected here, intraday chart for that script. So you can take a look. Strangle is not there, will be adding it in the near future. So currently you can take a look at multiple straddles over here. Straddle combo. This is basically a combination. It's a combination of straddles. Suppose you have selected, you can select two or three strangles or straddles, and then the movement of the combination of these straddles or strangles is plotted over here. Few traders like to say combine straddles and then manage in a combined way. So you can use this chart to do that. So instead of using a single straddle, if you use multiple straddle, the price movement could be a little bit smoother, and the management of the combination of the straddles could be a little bit easier. Take a look at this. Spread chart. So again, we don't have latest data, historical data yet, but historical, if you want to take a look, you can change the date, then select symbol, and you will have the valid expiries for this date populate over here and here. So now you can, if you want to view a call vertical spread, a bull call spread, so you can select call over here. Expiry date is going to be the same. You can keep same, and then select this. This is the long strike. This is the short strike. If you want to change the number of lots, you can do that too. I mean, we have given this by default vertical spreads. You would be using 1 and 1, but you can create your own spreads here. Say if you want to plot ratios, you can do that. Say 1:2 ratios, or 1:3 ratios, or 2:3 ratios. You can design whatever you want. You can change the expiries. You can have different expiries also. And whatever combination that you want, you can select here and plot the movement of that spread over here. One thing to point out will be if this particular combination that you have selected is a credit spread, then here these values are going to be negative. Negative means you're going to get a credit. So that is one thing that I just wanted to point out. So next, butterfly. Again, this particular functionality is the same. If you want to plot a call butterfly, you can select call here, or put butterfly, select put. And you can select the 3 strikes over here. This is going to be the short strike. So generally it is going to be 1:2:1. So 1 long, 2 shorts, and 1 long hedge strike over here. This is the default butterfly over here. You can change whatever you want. You can change the number of lots to create an unbalanced butterfly also. It changes strikes to create a broken wing butterfly also. It's up to you. You can design the way you want it. The movement is going to be, price movement is going to be displayed here. Iron fly. Form of butterfly, but with 4 legs instead of 3 legs. First time when you load the chart, this particular charting library is a little bit large. So first load is going to be it takes few seconds more, and then after that, it's going to be very fast. Here, let me go to today. 30th July. So yeah, this is going to be 4 legs. You have 2 calls and 2 puts. you can take a look at this and you can plot. You can select whatever strikes you want and you can plot. So this is Ironfly. So that is it. We'll be adding a lot more videos. This help will give you an introduction video, but this is quite old. I'll be adding this particular video over here. And we have website updates here. Whatever new tools we add, we just update this page. You can take a look at, you can click this My Account to check your subscription expiry date over here. That's it. Subscription details is your subscription charges and all that. So you can take a look if you want. Telegram channel, you can click here and go to the Telegram channel where you can post any questions that you might have. So we'll answer those quickly. So that's it. Watch out for more videos very soon. I'll be posting detailed videos of each of these tools over here. I'll go deep into it, and try and tell you what all the traders look for, and whatever I know, I'll share about these tools and what you can look for. So thanks.